Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, and for the very first time, to the Thoughts and Corrupt Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with part 100 of Xenogears, the PS1 version, here on Retro Classics. Hope you guys are all doing well today. 100 episodes. So if this is your first time here, and you saw part 1, sorry, there's 2 zeros after that. Definitely not the first episode of Xenogears, but if this is your first time here, welcome. And yeah, recapping from last time, in case you guys are not new, we have completed our prep for heading to Solaris with yeah, I believe both teams are ready. And that's what my notes say, and that was the last episode. That was the name of the last episode. It was just Solaris prep. So I'm gonna trust those notes, because it has been a little bit since I've recorded for this series. And I've been a bit behind on my recording schedule, like, for a while, because typically I like to stay about a week ahead of releases. That has not been the case for a few months now, and finally getting back to being on schedule. Releases have been on schedule, but I haven't been a week ahead in a while. But the other thing, real quick, I wanted to let you guys know about, which initially, like, I'm just gonna put this thing up real quick because this is a little bit of a rant, but and actually I'll get the technical stuff out of the way real quick. So to let you guys know, if you are an eagle-eyed viewer that's been here for a little bit, you may realize, hey, these episodes look good. They look correct. They, not sure what was going on with those last few episodes. Which, yeah, I think it was like part 97, 98, and 99, I think, were the ones that were affected. Essentially, in researching for the Sekiro series, which is currently ongoing, and as per usual, I will have playlists to the current series at the end of the video if you guys want to catch up on any of those. But in the process of researching how to improve those on my current recording hardware, which is out of date, by the way, which, you know, if you guys want to help me update my hardware, you can always leave a super thanks on these videos, or channel membership, more on that at the end of the video. But yeah, I found some things that I was like, oh, hey, I can do this and it should produce better quality. So I carried over some of those settings to recording for Xenogears, and I was like, you know, maybe this will be better. Maybe it'll look better. No, not really, but that's partially because, like, the frame data for this, being a PS1 game, is very different from the frame data for Sekiro, the PS4 game running on a PlayStation 5, which can easily run at 4K 60 FPS. Surprisingly, very different, right? And it's a wonderfully detailed game, too, so very, very different. And yeah, to accommodate for some of those quality changes, I had to switch back to NV12 color format because it's a bit more simplified in the frame data. Because before, for this series, what I was using for color format was I444, which is higher quality. It's a 4x4x4, as the name implies, instead of NV12, which is 4x2x0. So essentially, it's pre-compressed, I guess, like pre-simplified. And depending on the video signal and like quite a few other things, sometimes it will look one-to-one with like the source material, and sometimes it will slightly mess up the colors. So it really depends. And like, again, it all comes down to how the YouTube process for like processing and compression, like, you know, it inevitably degrades the end result anyway. Like, so there are various ways to help alleviate that process, but anyway, as far as accuracy goes, I444 was better, at least for this series. So yeah, the colors for parts 97, 98, and 99 were like slightly off, and I do apologize for that. But yeah, I got some better settings for this series now, which is similar to, like, very similar to the settings I was using before. So yeah, if you noticed the difference, I'm sorry. This is, in my testing and experience in recording this series, one-to-one with the source material. So, and the other part of that is, yes, this is not 4x3. Like, PS1 native aspect ratio is 4x3 on a system level. However, lots of PS1 games were designed in different aspect ratios, this one included. So when possible, when it's different, I like to do the series in, like, as they call it, 1-to-1 PAR, or 1:1 space PAR, standing for pixel aspect ratio. And essentially what that means is square pixels, the native aspect ratio for the content. So it eliminates any of the stretching that would ordinarily, back in the 90s, when you'd be, you know, if you're playing this back in the day on an original, or even nowadays, if you're playing it on like an original PS1 or PS2 with like the, I guess mostly PS1, because I don't, no, the PS1 didn't have, I guess it depends on region, right? But I'm pretty sure the PS1 only put out 4x3 signal. I guess it did have a SCART connector for PAL, I believe. At least in North America, I'm pretty sure the only video cables for PS1 was the composite, like yellow, white, red RCA plugs. I believe, I could be wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure, but from what I remember, the PS1 did have a SCART connector in the PAL regions. So it was 50 Hertz, but it had essentially a pure RGB signal. Anyway, the other point of bringing this up was I had an idea in between episodes, basically, and that was because for PS2 content here on the channel, I like to play on original hardware, so because I've put a lot of work into restoring my PS2 Slim and and modding it, but apparently there's like a new PS2 mod that's like, and I'm not talking about hardware mod, I mean like software mod. And it kind of has like an XMB sort of thing, kind of like the PlayStation 3. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like, I kind of want to try that out because it seems like it would be better for when I want to run things on original hardware, because then it's not relying on emulation. Because like PS2 doesn't use emulation to run PS1 games, it essentially has a PS1 built into it. Kind of like how the Wii didn't use emulation to run GameCube games, it just essentially has the GameCube stuff built into the system. And so I need to look into there's a piece of hardware that's readily available now for PlayStation 2 that's, I forget the name of it, but it's essentially a memory card with like a micro SD card slot in it, and it's for running either homebrew. Essentially it's for running homebrew, but I kind of just call it like a memory card SD loader thingy. But yeah, you can use that for, to my understanding, again I have to do more research, but running the newer PS2 mod, and so then you can run like PS1 or PS2 stuff like natively, like from SD basically, instead of relying on your disk drive for your PS2, which that is one of the things I updated when, like, that was kind of the only hardware mod I did for my PS2 Slim, is like replacing the optical drive with like a new one, because like the PS2 optical drive is like fairly generic, and I think my new one only, I think I only spent like 15, somewhere between like 10 and 20 bucks. So yeah, very, very easily done. Like installing it was a little bit difficult, but it wasn't that bad, to be real. And yeah, like I do actually also use my PS2 Slim for like watching DVDs sometimes. And yeah, I would just like to not rely on the disk drive as much, and potentially like loading things easier would be great. So essentially that's all I wanted to go over, like the differences between on the recording tech side of things, and also like the idea that I had for those, which, yeah. And again, it's, the other mod is kind of like a newer thing. I don't know what it's capable of and all these other things, but like I've been using Free McBoot for years on my PS2, and it's never really had problems necessarily. But all the data is on the memory card, which like I'm pretty sure part of the modding process is like using the PS2 USB ports, which are incredibly slow, by the way. It's like USB 1.1 or 1.2 or something like that. Super freaking slow, but it was never meant for data. It was meant for accessories, like to plug in a keyboard. But the USB ports on the PS2 do provide like power. So like for my HDMI adapter for the PS2, like that is what the USB port is for. For me, like it's just because they need to draw, like I think it's only like 5 volts or 4.5 volts or something. It's a very small amount of power to power like the USB adapter, the HDMI adapter. But yeah. I think that's essentially it. Oh. The mod is right. The mod isn't completely installed on the memory card though, which mine is like, I don't know if it's the Chinese one or the Japanese one, because like some PS2 memory cards were manufactured in China, some of them were made in Japan. I have one of each, neither of which have had problems. So if you want to run, like if I wanted to run the PS2 stock, I just remove the memory card that has the mod on it, which is kind of perfect because like for this new option, it's also would require a memory card slot. So even if something goes wrong with like the mod installation process, it wouldn't matter because I could just swap the other memory card back in. The problem is, with the current one that I'm using, is like actually moving files to the memory card is incredibly slow. But with this new one, that's part of the reason I find it appealing, is because like essentially you're putting your files on the micro SD card, so I could easily just pop that in my computer and then boom, boom, blazing fast transfer speeds, and then pop that back into the thing, and then boom, easily like move stuff onto the PS2. So that would be great, because there are certain things I would rather run on original hardware, like for sure. And yeah, the PS2, like the PS2 is such a great system. Like it's just incredible. So yeah. Like out of all of my, I wouldn't call them retro, but out of all my like non-current systems, like PS2 is like pretty much the most reliable. I mean, I have an original Wii as well. Like the Wii is a fantastic system as well. Like I would put them on basically the same plane, like as far as reliability goes. Yeah, probably. Anyway, that was the stuff I wanted to go over. So just wanted to put up the little thing like, hey, this is the rant time kind of thing. If you don't care about these things, you want to get back to the actual narrative and the gameplay and stuff and the commentary and Xenogears, go ahead and skip ahead. But yeah, that was all I wanted to cover, which initially when I was like, yeah, believe me, you guys got the short version. There was like half an hour plus of, it was twice as long initially when I was talking about this, because I guess like partway through some of the explanation stuff, I had a different idea, and I was like, oh, I need to write this down so I don't forget about this. And I was like, ugh. And yeah, so, and part of it ended in disappointment and stuff because I was like, I kind of need like 2 more pieces of hardware to actually like utilize this. So if you guys like those ideas and you're like, hey, great, like why isn't this happening right now? Part of it is like the funding thing. So if you guys want to help make that happen, like more quickly, yeah, you can always leave a super thanks on this video, or a membership, more on that at the end of the video. But yeah, essentially I would need a new micro SD card slot because I have 0 extra, or a new micro SD card because I used to have extras. I do not have extras anymore. The actual memory card thing, and USB, sorry, not USB, memory card, micro SD loader thing. I don't know what they're called. There's a generic name for them, and I can't remember what it is. And essentially, yeah, controller problem is a thing too. Like that's been a problem for a while, but kind of need the controller adapter at this point because yeah, it's yeah, a little bit of a problem. So altogether, I think, let's see, it's like 40. With tax and shipping, probably like $70 for everything. If I went on the low end, because honestly I'd rather talk about like Brook adapter for PS2 because it supports a lot more stuff. 8BitDo has one as well. That would be fine. That would lower the cost by like probably like $20. So like 50, 70 or whatever. But anyway, if you want, I'm just saying, like it's gonna be a while, a long while before I even like can do that because it's definitely not a priority. And I'll probably end up getting it piece by piece, more than likely. But the main thing, like, I definitely need to get is that PS2 thing. The memory card micro SD loader thing. And that's like, probably with shipping, like $20. Like, I'd rather get the better ones. I've seen like the cheap knockoffs that are like $12 or something like that, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Like, if the damn thing is just gonna like break or fail like super easily, no. Like, when the nice version is like $5 more, no. Yeah. Anyway, prep should be good. Good, then we're off. We are depending on you, Maria. Please transport us to Solaris on the Seebsen. Why? Yes. Oh, right. She was like, yes. Seebsen is ready to go at any time. She had a more like reserved, shy demeanor. And why do we... Okay. Seebsen, let's go. Oh, she had a better launch thing before. Why the hell is she just standing on top?
I'm coming, Solaris. Seepson and I shall be the dark wings which carry you all to your deaths.
Damn. Metal as fuck, girl. Wait. Is it literally carrying? In its hands. The same hands that have been firing off like rockets and shit, like... Why is everyone outside of the robot? Like, there's a cockpit. Okay, alright.
This is the barrier. Please, Seepson. Graph field is opening. Space distortion correction starting.
Giggity. We're gonna break through that fleet. You're becoming more like your father. What the fuck? What? It's dangerous to move in a big group. We'll take separate routes. Right. Hammer? Dude, where the hell have you been? I didn't know this guy was still around. Huh. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters. Like, easily. Don't worry, I'm good at gathering info. You just like to watch others' misery. You'll just get in the way. What? Alright. Forgive me, sorry. Maria.
Yes, what is it?
The disorder Seepson caused when breaking the gate has almost cleared up. You and everyone else must leave before the enemy detection system activates again. We will take care of the rest.
Okay, careful.
So why... Okay. Seems like the world's upside down. It's creepy.
Solaris' gravity is the opposite that of the land. You don't have time to explain, but you'll get used to it. It's uncomfortable for us on the surface at first.
Hey, what's this?
Looks like some kind of storage or distribution center. I'm not sure, but it's probably used to ship off extra supplies, materials, and fuel gathered from the surface. These are the technology and products you land dwellers receive from the ethos.
For now, shall we gather some information? I don't like this. This track is dope. This is one of my favorite songs in the entire OST, but this is just uncomfortable. Is this a container from the transport system Ellie was talking about?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I've seen this before.
Shall we take a look?
What are you saying? We don't have time for that. We have to get out of here quickly.
Didn't you say we had to gather information? I guess. We could probably sneak in using this thing.
What? Faye!
what am I looking at? Also, there's a save point in there with me? Yeah, that's a save point, alright. Where am I now? In a tube? You mean, where am I now? I mean, where is the tube that he got into? Gotcha. What is this, Horizon Zero Dawn? No, can't handle it anymore. Something's wrong with all of you, working like machines day after day. You have no will. This isn't living. This is. Stop it. Let her go. Like, go? Stop it. Oh, wait. No! Did they just kill that guy for speaking out? In 1984. A lot of people have tried to change their IDs and escape lately. Usually get caught and rearranged or re-educated. Don't you even think of trying to escape. Alright. I want to move up a rank to second-class citizen, and I can finally live with the second class. Got no business at the watchtower. Beat it. All of our fates are tied together. Malcontents like him that'd get us all punished. Kills me to think all our work to raise our block's rank is ruined. Oh. So they're not numbered because of location? They're like numbered by rank? Okay. How can you not be happy with all this? Do as you're told and get promoted. What's there to be discontented about? Oh, how can you... Okay. This is the dust chute. Third-class citizens have nothing to do with this. Go back where you came from. What a fool. He hadn't bucked the system, he could have lived peacefully. K-block. They're all being rearranged. Poor guys. And they work so hard, too. Even if we think so, that doesn't mean the administration does. It's best to follow the administration. It could affect your rank, you know. I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. This is the first guy I talked to, right? Yeah. So, maybe check up here. Return to 1361. No. Turn to 1236. Wait. Turn to 1111. No. Turn to 1041. No. These are all just like arbitrary numbers, right? I mean, this definitely has like the same feeling as when we were in Nortune. Like it's not just the music, you know, it's like also the oppressive nature of everything, and I guess that's like part of the point. Is like, oh, they think they're so much better than the land dwellers and stuff, but they have like the exact same like unfair expectations and like overall what's another good way to put it? Societal standards, I guess. Actually, let's say no. I guess we just need to check the elevators now. I thought maybe talking to somebody would do something, because I guess that's what we're doing now, just like gathering information. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of dialogue stuff lately that's just been like, what the fuck is actually... And the other thing too, we saw this thing like kind of flower outwards, and that's actually really annoying. Open, I guess. Like, why? Oh, these go to different pods and shit? Oh, so the elevator I was on was going to that pod. So I guess it's the same? Yeah. Because I'm probably gonna get rearranged. There, please help and save me. Whoa. Okay. So each one of those is a canister, so there's like 7 of them? Block under maintenance. Okay. Okay. This is just, yeah, the one I came from. Still called into Solaris, I guess. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, folks, yeah, that's gonna do it for today. We're pretty much out of time, so yeah, thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And of course, before we get going, it's time for the outro. Special thanks, the updates, all that good stuff. And a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novellis Draconis and Aaron Schick. Thank you so much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership. Vastly helps out, very much appreciate it. And if you guys want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. There's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member in case there's no join button for you. Membership tiers start at $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day, gets you into all the basic stuff, including
getting to vote on the series get made here on the channel via the Members' Choice Polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over on the Membership tab, and that is how all of the series get decided. So, if you guys want to help shape future content of the show, that's how you do it. Even if you're just a member for 1 month, you can, most of, I would say all, but I'm not sure about that. Most of the previous Members' Choice Polls are still up over on the Membership tab. So, yeah, if you're a new channel member, like, you could vote on any and all of them if you want. Like, they stay open until you leave your vote on them. And thereby, yeah, you can still influence the content that gets made here for quite some time, because retroactive input on previous polls is considered for future polls. So, but yeah, the one for December is still coming up. It's probably going to be the last week of the month. Not really sure at this point in time. I'll have a better idea the closer I get to actually caught up on the schedule. But it will probably be the last week of the month. So starting on the 24th, I think, I believe is when the final week of December starts. Yeah, 24th to the 31st, yeah. And that will more than likely be deciding a new Retro Classic series, not the one that will directly follow this one, but after that one. The next one is going to be short, like real short, but I think that about covers it. As far as stuff I'm ready to announce right now, yeah, that covers it. This is, however, an approximation of future announcements from the past. So, if you guys want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I totally get it, the bell doesn't work for me either, but there's 4 other ways you guys can stay up to date. The community tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, or the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. That's going to do it for today, so thank you all once again for being here, guys. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have a really good one.